Marching with American Nomad News. We are at Airport Freeway, 6900 block, and Cedar Park Boulevard, 2700 block. As you can see, there's a freeway in front of me with some construction off in the distance. You probably can't see it too well with this camera because it doesn't do distance very well. It's much better at close-ups. Woohoo! Okay, so I can see Fort Lauderdale, or not Fort Lauderdale, sorry, Fort Worth. Thinking about Florida again. Every time I think of a city with the name Fort, I go back to Fort Lauderdale. But Fort Worth up ahead. I'm a little bit out of breath. Doing pretty good. Completely out of food. Well, I got a couple handfuls of instant rice, but that don't count for much. Spent a couple of days in Richland Hills. Nice place, nice people. Think I might go back. But library's closed for the holidays a little bit. Only going to be open a couple days next week. So I might as well go adventuring. And I told a lot of people that I'd hit Fort Worth, so I might as well hit Fort Worth. We got an inflatable Santa over there. Christmas decorations are apparently starting to show up. And it is overcast with a hazy blue-gray sky. It hasn't been raining, but it looks like, from what I was looking at in Richland Hills, the way the drainage and stuff goes, that Texas out here gets some pretty good rainfall at the right time of year. And it's pretty flat. I mean, there's a little bit of rolliness, little rolly hills, but not very much elevation. So water probably pools up and floods pretty good in a lot of spots when it rains real hard. Thus the heavy drainage that I see. Drainage works. I'm always interested in infrastructure. Physical infrastructure is really interesting stuff. Trees are in the middle of their fall condition. Don't see too many pines. Here's a couple of pines, but they're few and far between. Most of them are these broadleaf trees. Been thinking a lot about how to explain my position on marriage, family, and children. I have a position, I know what it is, but explaining it to other people who may disagree with it is another matter, and I think it's really important. I think that we need to have a discussion in this country about how to improve the legal position of people who want to breed, who want to have long-term stable families, don't want to get mixed up with partners who are not down with that same program. While women's rights to control their breeding, especially if they don't want to have children, has been strengthened tremendously, in part by people like Ruth Bader Goldberg. Am I getting that name right? RBG, anyway. And that position has now been filled by Amy Coney Barrett, a family woman, Catholic, with a large family. But that doesn't necessarily prove anything. We'll see how she rules on cases in the future and what cases can be brought that will make it all the way to her desk. And she's, as part of a council, she doesn't make her decisions on her own. So all that stuff is still way up in the air. I'm interested in marriage contracts between people who intend to breed, have multiple children, and raise those children without adverse interactions with the law over the long term, without divorce, without unhappiness in the family, in strength and unity. And how to go about that really needs support at the federal judiciary level. It really needs heavy support, or we're not going to have a very stable planet in terms of war, poverty, and all these things are going to come into the play much more if we don't get a handle on this. I've realized that exactly how I want to describe this is pretty important. And I'm not quite prepared for that. Plus, I'm out of breath right now because I'm hiking, have not had breakfast, have no food to speak of, except for aforementioned instant rice and not very much of that. I can see Fort Worth in front of me. And a massive, looks like a massive flood control dam, a dike. That's all for now.